These are definitely hectic times. We have so much coming at us: the news, social media, the job market, the stock market, work, coworkers, and our family, our own personal lives. As a result, people are leading increasingly stressful lives. Stress has always been a part of our lives, and honestly, it always will be. Now, experts state that a little stress can be good. It keeps you sharp and ready to move forward, and it can be vital for achieving optimum performance. However, medical research has determined that prolonged stress is unhealthy, that over 90% of disease is caused by stress. According to the National Institute of Health, a stressful situation, whether environmental or psychological, can activate a cascade of stress hormones that produce physiological changes. Activation of the sympathetic nervous system in this manner triggers an acute stress response called the fight or flight response, which is why chronic stress can lead to disease, obesity, insomnia, and deteriorating relationships, depression, and so much more. Stress can block the body's natural ability to repair, regenerate, and protect itself. In life, we will always come across inevitable factors that cause pressure and anxiety. That's just natural. Therefore, it is vital that you learn effective stress management techniques. So, here are 5 great tips to handle stress. Tip number 1: identify what makes you stressful and uneasy. Making a list of your stressful experiences is useful. Immediately deal with the issues that you can change. For instance, waking up earlier for work in the morning so that you're not late, not leaving things until the last minute, and you can delegate tasks in case you're normally taking responsibility for everything. Pass some of those to-dos over to somebody else if you can. You have to learn to let go of the situations that you cannot influence, like being stuck in a traffic jam or not getting into the elevator because there's no room for you. Tip number 2: calm down. Take many breaks throughout your day. Go to the bathroom and wash your face. Breathe slowly and take a short walk. Go outside and enjoy the sun. And of course, breathe in some fresh air. If there's tension in any part of your body, taking deep breaths will help. And then you want to hold to the count of 3 and then release. And just do that over and over. Another way is to listen to relaxing music. My favorite is watching an old funny sitcom. Laughing helps me a lot. Or call a friend and release some of those inner feelings to a friend. That could be your family member. That can be a healthy option, assuming the friend or the family member aren't judgmental, because then that's more stress. You don't want that. So every stressful situation is different, but often we can shift our attitudes about the situation and find some relief. Tip number 3: it will pass and it will be over before you know it. Mindset. Remind yourself that the stressful event will end sooner or later. That can help you see the positive sides of things. And at the same time, calm you down and thinking, get you to thinking about what is the best thing to do rather than taking your energy away from what needs to be done. Tip number 4: know yourself. Ask yourself what triggers your anxiety. If, for example, it's your job, then maybe it's time for you to reconsider whether if staying there is the best thing for you, because maybe you have to find a less stressful job. Now, of course, there's no guarantee that the new job will be less stressful, but I always say I kind of rather take a chance on something new than knowing that where I am isn't healthy for me, right? You got to take your chances sometimes, but don't just leave if you can't financially. just apply for jobs where you get home on your own time, on the side and interview. Just don't do anything that's going to put you in a worse situation financially and cause more stress. Now, you can make your current job more tolerable by allowing yourself to get that needed vacation or a break, a leave, assuming your company provides that, because sometimes just a nice little getaway, it can be a staycation if you don't have the money to take a vacation elsewhere. Stay at home and do nothing. Catch up on some of the things around the house that you need to do that's on your to-do list, because that can add to stress as well. Tip number 5, learn to use your relaxation response. Now, just as we all have within us the stress response, we also have an opposite response, which is called the relaxation response. Now, a person should elicit that on the regular basis. Now, the relaxation response involves 2 steps. Repetition. The repetition can be a word, a sound, an expression, or a repetitive movement. And the second step is to ignore other thoughts that come to your mind while you're doing the repetition and come back to the repetition. So the technique should be used once or twice a day for about 15 minutes. Just sit quietly and choose a suitable repetition like a prayer or the sound Om, or the word love, 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 or calm. I am calm. I am calm. I am love. I am peace. Whatever your word is. Or you can do a repetitive exercise, for instance, yoga, stretching, jogging, walking, knitting, repetitive activities. A lot of people find solace in knitting or some other handicraft, reading, just sitting on the porch, looking at the sky, right? Now, when you incorporate this into your everyday life, you become calmer and better able to handle the stressors that come along in life, because they will come. Practice makes perfect, and the more you practice relaxation, relaxing your mind, the easier it gets. The true causes of stress are not the problems or negative experiences that you encounter in your life, but your attitude towards them. So the trick is to change your attitude and to develop a relaxed state, because you cannot be stressed and relaxed at the same time. Aha! You cannot be stressed and relaxed at the same time. That's a gold nugget for somebody out there. It is important to understand that what we focus on, we energize. The more you come to think about the factors that cause your stress, the more energy you give it. So it is vital to let go and focus on relaxation instead. And consequently, you're less likely to be upset by a stressor, and therefore less likely to have its harmful effect on your body, your mind, your life. And eventually, you'll learn that it's your choice at how you react, how you respond, because you could either choose to react in the same stressful way, or you can choose to improve your life by changing your attitude and becoming relaxed. There's no other way around it. What do you choose today? Stressed or relaxed? I am calm. I am love. Sales and selling gets a bad rep. The ideas of sales lead many to think manipulation or scam, yet every one of us are always selling every day. For example, if you've had to convince your partner to take out the garbage, or you've gone on an interview to convince a company to hire you, So, in its simplest form, we are always selling. So, there's nothing to be afraid about because it's very natural. So, our guest today, Ria Rodriguez Richardson, known as Miss Energy, is a renowned sales expert. She brings 27 years of experience to sales, marketing, and leadership management from companies such as IBM, Microsoft, Oracle NetSuite, and Smart Communications, just to name a few. Now, Miss Energy provides cutting edge sales techniques to help her clients discover the latest sales methodologies and techniques that top performers use to achieve exceptional results. She shows her clients how to build rapport, overcome objections, and deliver persuasive presentations, and of course, close deals with finesse. Now, whether you're a seasoned or new sales professional, an entrepreneur, or just want to learn sales techniques for your life, Miss Energy can help you refine your sales approach and achieve breakthrough success. Miss Energy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sanita. It's actually like you'll see my smile is ear to ear because it's really like I'm very happy to be with you, see you, and just by guesting here, I hope to add value to your great platform for women
Thank
on
you.
the go-getter women of the world.
Exactly. So like I said, sales is something that we don't realize that we do every day, and we need it. Like right now, a lot of people are probably looking for a new job. They're looking for career change. A lot of people are starting their own business. Like yourself, you have products that you sell. So a lot of women, I know someone recently just started a candle business like months ago. So how do you help these newbies to sales, as well as professional salespeople, get their skill set in sales to that next level?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So let me simplify that. As you said, sales is everything. You do it, it's your lifestyle. And I don't think there are people who really don't sell. They just so afraid and probably not liking the word sales. So with that said, selling is two things. You sell to corporations or you sell to individuals. So just giving my 27 years of experience in the corporate, we sell to business. And as you mentioned, there's a lot of people right now who are starting their own business, like making candles or makeups or cooking food for foodies. And the way to do it is always tap your inner why. You have to really ask, what is your motivation? Why are you doing such stuff? Like for me, I started sales when I was young because, like you, I'm a dutiful daughter. Like I'm an only child and I'm the breadwinner. So I always tell my people to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Because you're not just selling products. There's a compelling reason why you're doing such thing. And that is to provide for your loved ones, whether your mom has a cancer or it is for your children or for yourself. You have to tap into your why so that you'll become unstoppable.
Yeah, I know when I did sales training, it was find what's the problem? What is the problem that you're seeking to solve? But I never really heard it described as just your why, which simplifies it and kind of sounds less negative by saying your why rather than what problem are you solving. But I guess both is okay. So you share resilient mindset techniques and boost people's confidence and help motivate them during your sales training. So are there like key points, like key segments that you use for your program that you can share with our audience?
Oh, yes. So that's very important. So I think resilience is one of them. That's why I mentioned you have to know your why, because as a salesperson who's helping people to solve their problem, you have to be very resilient because there will be a lot of objections along the way. And then going back to your question, my syllabus has parts wherein you have to know the customer's pain. So knowing the customer's pain and the problem doesn't mean just by, bringing them Krispy Kreme, and they will just, tell you their problem. Like, for example, I give you an example. If it's, let's say a company that sells software products or a company that sells diving gears, right? You will be talking to a decision maker. And first things first, I always tell my people and my team and myself, you have to know that person's situation at the moment. You should have that genuine, that authentic, chemistry with that person first, and ask him where he is at the moment and what are the problems that you need to solve, or where are you bleeding? Because people will always tell you that this is my priority. I have 10 priorities yesterday. I have 20 priorities tomorrow. But where are you really bleeding the most? Mm-hmm. So when you know that approach, the rest will be history. Because two things will happen. You will find out if your company or yourself can solve the problem. Because maybe you cannot, right? Maybe you cannot. Maybe he's asking for a service that is not part of your offering. So you can say that, oh, I know somebody who knows how to relieve your problem, sir. Then it may not be a sale for you, but you gain a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is very important. That's why I always say establish rapport. In my syllabus, I tell them and I cite examples. I've got like hundreds and hundreds of examples because since I was 19, I'm already 47 years old today and turning 48 on November 4. I've been involved in a lot of customer problems and challenges and was able to solve them with my brilliant team.
So do you find that the biggest thing to overcome with your, I guess, maybe not necessarily the people who are already skilled in sales, but the newbies, is overcoming the fear of hearing no or being rejected?
Yeah, I guess so, because I cannot say that I know how to, accept no, even after 27 years. So hearing a no is always hard, but in my program, in my masterclass, I always tell them that there is like a 7 or 8 stages I call MEDDIC, MEDDIC. Have you heard of MEDDIC?
No.
Yeah, but that is something that I have been really applying even in my personal life. And when I teach my team, my sales team, whether you're a newbie or a seasoned veteran, the results are fantastic. Why did I say that? When I have applied the MEDDIC in all of my dealings, I won with my team 200 plus growing, deals, globally. And that means a lot to the company. I mean, closing 200 deals in 2 years is not a common goal actually of a company. So that's very phenomenal because of that art and that science of MEDDIC. It's a method-led strategy for a seller. I think that's a must know.
So it's an acronym. Can you break down what each?
I will. Okay. So MEDDIC, M is when you sell, you have to know the metric of the person. For example, as Senita Johnson, you will have to ask this like subtly, like, so Senita, so what makes you awake at night? As a finance head or as a sales manager? What matters to you, Senita? That's M. That is metric. Your KPI. What is your key performance indicator for your role? So that's M. So when you know that, you will know that, oh, Senita, as a sales director metric, what keeps you awake at night is cash flow, for example. Okay. You have to have good cash flow every time, right? And then E. E is economic buyer. Who writes the check in the organization? Maybe he's not the person you're talking to for 7 months. And you're not really talking to the right person. You should onboard the other person. So the good question next is, hey, Senita, aside from yourself, who is the ultimate signer? Who will sign off? Is it your lawyer? Is it the son of the owner? I hope to meet him through you. So you don't have to be single-threaded when you sell. You don't have to talk to only one person. That is actually the major pitfall of even the brightest seller I know. They just talk and have lunch in Pan Pacific with just one person, never knowing that that person is not even the influencer. Right? So that's E, the economic buyer, the ones who really like ultimately writes the check for you. Right? But of course, in a corporation or in any small business, there will always be like, a lot of people who can influence the person. Right? So you have to be, I call it like scoop. You always have to be open to scoop and always text what's up, the people in the organization. So, the right decision makers. It can be 6 or it can be 1, but they have to like you. It's like, I always say, it's like, showing your talent in American Got Talent. You have to get Simon Cowell's, yes, and Jennifer Lopez, yes, so that you can go to Hollywood. And that is what selling is all about, whether it's small business or large enterprises. D is very important. Decision-making criteria. So if I'm talking to you, you're the owner of a business, I can ask you, what is your criteria? Do you like somebody who is an American to serve your requirement? Are you into your budgeting that you want a very good price but lacking quality? There are decision makers like that. I don't care about the quality. I just want good price, cheapest price. Right? So that's their criteria. Or do you want the goods to come from New York and not from, China? Because that can be a deal breaker if you don't ask the decision-making criteria. Another D, MEDIC is a double D. Another is decision-making process. How long will it take you to write the check? 2 weeks or 2 years? That will affect all my engineers, because if it's like, there are like big retailers in Asia that I have served. I thought that they will just pay us in 2 weeks. No, they're paying in 6 months. And you just have to advance all the money to your team. So that's very important. Decision-making process. What's the process? If I send you the proposal now, Sanita, will you give it to your lawyer for 2 weeks? So what's the timeline? What is it like until the end? Always ask, and don't be afraid to ask, right? Until when? Because your business is also waiting for the money to come in, right? So I is identify pain. We always say, right? The best sellers will say, if there is no pain, there's no sale. You should be able to really get what is the pain of the company or the client.
Yeah.
Because if the pain is not deep, they will not pay you quickly. It should be like the companies might facing like bankruptcy if they don't launch this campaign, or they will lose the franchise territory, for example, if they don't open up next month this product or this store or this ATM service. So you have to know the pain. Or maybe he will get fired if he doesn't implement it next week. That's why he needs you. So I always say it's personal and business pain. Usually business pain, they will lose a lot of money, right? How much money? Or he will lose his job. Those are 2 big pains that they will be compelled to, buy your product. And then C is very important. Who is your champion inside the company? Who sells even if you're not there? A champion, a friend. That's why I always tell the team, never ignore or snub even a secretary or a virtual assistant. You never know that is the daughter of the owner, right? Always give your best smile, your best service to everybody. Because I know a friend who was trying to close this aviation company, an airline, and he doesn't really talk to the secretary, the gatekeeper. And he always talks and buys lunch to the vice president and up. And he never thought that person is actually the wife of the owner. Right. Exactly. So, oh my God, he lost it. And our competition got it. Multi-million-dollar deal just because
Mm-hmm.
the competition is giving fruit basket to the lady who's pregnant. You see, it's fun, but it is really something that is so exciting that it's actually even weekends, you have to really find out a lot.
Yeah.
And if it's not in your blood, you cannot make any sale happen, especially if it's, enterprise, businesses. You're selling software
Mm-hmm.
to, intelligent people, to big companies. So that's one. And then last C, double C, competition.
Mm-hmm.
You should know your competition. You never know that the one offering to the boss is actually their own company.
Yeah.
How can you beat that? I've often competed with a lot of that kind of case, that it is also their internal company. It is also their internal software. So what will make you win? If that's the son also selling to the company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, that's medic. And you
Yeah.
know what? If you perfect that medic, oh my God, the results are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
you cannot be just one, huh? You have to work with the team and
yeah.
brainstorm with
Yeah,
the
it's
team.
funny that you mentioned treating everyone. I always say treat everyone the way you want to be treated, but I worked at a company, a media company actually, where my manager, turns out she had no sales experience. It came out quickly. My first appointment, she went with me, and it was actually a lead from another company I'd worked with, but she was insulting. She spoke down to this restaurant owner. I was absolutely just blown away. And from that point on, I got out of taking her to appointments with me. But mainly, of course, I didn't get the sale because he was very upset. It was not nice at all. But yeah, treat everyone
Yeah,
the way that you want to be treated.
with respect. Treat everyone
Yeah.
with respect.
Yes. So my question also with Medic, how can a entrepreneur who's not necessarily selling to a big company yet, how can that be applied individually to their customer, like the candle sales? How does that apply? How does Medic apply in that framework?
Medic, I can say, is for a larger business to business sale. To
Okay.
me, your question is, if you're selling a candle, if you are, let's say, a simplified version of kind of business, I say that probably you just have to, well, in Medic, you just have to be kind. You just have to just be convinced. I think I will use C instead of having a champion and have knowing your competition is C. You have to be convinced.
Mm-hmm.
Conviction sells, right? So, and probably really using your own products is also going to be a blockbuster. Because, like, for example, this necklace,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't need to really like sell a lot or every day, like post it, because people see me that I'm so happy wearing this necklace. This is like a cross because I came from a very, Catholic, Roman Catholic family in Asia, Philippines, and my mom loves this. And you just have to, if it's a candle, show everybody that it's something that you would like to have yourself. Yes, I buy Bath and Body Works, all those diptyque, brands, but this makes it different. It's pet friendly. It's I put like cinnamon, dry apples, and it's just coming from your own passion. If you're also, selling food, for example, as a Filipino, I'm a foodie and we love pork belly. If you have you tasted Filipino food?
I don't think so.
Not yet. Yeah, we're all about all this very tasty, pork belly, adobo, chow mein and all. And yeah, you have to invest. You have to show it first that you like it. I think so that people will see how much you like it. I
So,
think it's
so
that
Medic
convince.
So Medic is B2B, and then
Yeah.
have probably a different program for B2C, business to the customer. And I'm
Yes.
seeing, of course, either there's a mindset and techniques and things like that. But I mean, even with a single entrepreneur who's probably selling candles, may need to get an idea what their competitors are doing, the successful
Yes,
competitors.
exactly. Medic is such a grand sales methodology for business to business,
Mhm.
but I think if you try to make it like a junior medic, Like metric, for example. Does that person need the eucalyptus peppermint because he has colds all the time? Does he want like the dulce de leche, sweet kind, the lemon pound cake because she loves desserts smelling something that's medic. So you're right. And the decision making process, I mean, if you sell like candles, how fast can they pay you?
Mm-hmm.
So is that something in their priority list? Your
Right,
product?
right, right. Okay. So how would a potential how would a potential client reach you to learn more about your program, your workshops, etc.?
Oh, yes. So it's Miss Energy. If you search me on Facebook, you'll see me on top, Miss Energy. And you'll see Lady Boss, mentors for corporate sales. And then my LinkedIn, it's Ria Rodriguez Richardson. I've got a very active LinkedIn account. They will see all the recommendations there. A lot of my video reels are there teaching, enabling sellers, corporate executives. I also have my Instagram, Miss Energy. And yeah, I think, and an email. You can email missenergy@gmail.com.
Okay. And you actually have your products as well. So where would they find that? On your Instagram?
They will find it actually on my Facebook,
Got it.
Ria Rodriguez Richardson. Yes. And yeah, and the website will be up very soon. But I think for now, you can go to my LinkedIn because even my LinkedIn contains my entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Miss Energy.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miss Energy. Thank you so much for joining us today. We haven't had anyone here to show. I don't believe we've had a sales expert, maybe last year.
Oh, that's very good. And thanks for having me also, Sanita. I really love what you're doing to the world. I mean, your platform is just amazing because you are featuring people who, can add value and change the world one step at a time.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thanks, Anita. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome.